Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and by the time I'm reading this article, it was posted 2 hours ago. I am recording this on August 21st. I don't know when I'm going to upload this though, but if any of you guys know me, or watch any of my videos for a lengthy part of time, or streams, watch any of my content, especially my Kingdom Hearts streams. Whether it's on this channel or my Kingdom Hearts channel, which my Kingdom Hearts channel will be linked in the description. You guys will know that my favorite Disney movie is The Lion King, and I don't mean the reboot that came out in 2019. Even though I did enjoy Lion Sleeps Tonight, Just Can't Wait to Be King, and Hakuna Matata, but overall, that movie, I feel like, even though I enjoyed those three little parts, that movie reboot was, in my opinion, an insult to the original version. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Well, that said, this headline says, how Mufasa's death in The Lion King broke the rules of Disney. So, and I will have this in the pinned comments down below, so if you guys want to read, you guys can. So let's read. Disney animated features have evolved over the past few decades, showcasing more diverse representation on original storylines. However, in the 90s, Disney maintained a fairly strict and formulaic storyline structure. Several of their animated hits during that decade was based on fairy tales, and the protagonist usually had a broken nuclear family. Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin are two primary examples of this motive. But then there's the 1994 blockbuster The Lion King, which was inspired by William Shakespeare's Hamlet, and pushed the envelope with a shift in family dynamics in one of the most emotionally damaged animated scenes in history: the death of Simba's father, Mufasa. In an interview of Collider, co-creator Rob Minkoff, I hope I didn't mispronounce her name, spoke to the experimental structure of The Lion King and how emotional risk ultimately paid off. Typically, an impactful death of the storyline occurs at the beginning of the film in the first reel. This method quickly addresses character building and set the tone of the protagonist's subsequent journey. However, Mufasa dies nearly halfway through the film. This scene devastated audiences, both kids and adults alike, but the film was an enormous hit, leading to the direct-to-video sequel, Broadway show, television series, and CGI remake decades later. Wait, Lion King 2? Simba's Pride was a direct-to-sequel? Direct-to-video sequel? Or are they talking about the Lion King 1.5? Because I can see Lion King 1.5 being direct-to-video sequel. Man, the Lion King, all three Lion King movies, to me, in my opinion, were good. The CGI remake, if you even can call it CGI, I call it a reboot. But anyways, man, those movies are classics. Now I gotta rewatch the movies just because of this article now. Okay. Anyways, forging a new path. Continue reading. Yes. Mankoff stated, it's a studio institution, right? Because it's not just a movie. It's also a Broadway stage now. It's the sequels and the new TV series. And it goes on and on. Which, The Lion King had their own spin-off TV series called Timon and Pumbaa. Great series as well. So it's getting back to this quote. So it's interesting. One of the thing remake director Jon Favreau said, which I found really fascinating. He said to me, "If we made this movie for the first time today, the studio never would have let us kill off Mufasa the way we did because it's not in the first reel." So in the movie, like Finding Nemo's mom gets killed, but it happens in the first scene, and then it becomes kind of a prologue, but we don't have any emotional attachment. To actually kill an important and to actually kill as important a character as Mufasa is in the middle of the movie, I mean, literally in the third reel, it's not typical. It's just not what you do. You don't necessarily do that. So we had, but not by design, but by the fact that it wasn't based on something, and it was kind of an original story, and nobody knew what the rules were. So we said, well, I guess we'll try. The team ended up scarring an entire generation of kids with Mufasa's death, but the emotional impact was undeniable and allowed for the tone to fluctuate. For example, the introduction sanity characters like Timon and Pumbaa, who respond to Simba's trauma with Hakuna Matata, is a great example of how resilient kids are in the face of death. I have to say that, like, I don't remember this time because I was a very small child when I first saw The Lion King, right? And I was able to see The Lion King when it was coming to theaters in 3D. Like, well, I say, like, a little bit over 10 years ago. The 3D aspect sucked, but it was great seeing my favorite Disney film in theaters. But I've been told by my brother, by my mom, and my sister that when I first saw The Lion King, I actually did cry when Mufasa died. Guess, and it's not because, and it didn't scar me. Really, it's just I was attached to Mufasa, so I was sad to see a great character like Mufasa die. So they did their did their job well, and it probably led to the talk of, okay, Phil, we I don't remember if I doubt we had this talk, but eventually I had this talk where with my parents where, yeah, we ain't always gonna be here. Hopefully we're not gonna go out like how Mufasa went out, but we're not gonna always be here. So sometime, at some point, you gotta go out in the world and try to find who you are. Essentially, I feel like that was like at least one of the things that the people who made the Lion King wanted to portray to kids, especially with Simba and Mufasa's talk when after like I want to say like after Scar says he's going to try to kill Mufasa, he has plans to kill Mufasa, and it was like Simba's first scene where he actually talks. Mufasa says, "Look at this around you. One day this will be yours. One day you will take over this kingdom." Pretty much, I have the sense that he was talking about one day people are going to look on you to be king, and you need to, or the entire part was you need to respect all life, and pretty much I know you can grow into the line that does greatness, and essentially Simba proves Mufasa right? But I'm going to stop with this rant because we are not done yet. Lesson in Law, sorry. Lion King is one of the few children's movies that is filled with inspirational dialogue and realistic, painful life lessons. It doesn't sugarcoat tragedy, and the darker themes work so well because Mufasa's death happens in the middle of the film. Simba is old enough to know exactly what happened to his father and understand the subsequent responsibility lies on his shoulders. There is a heavy emphasis on the circular flow of life and death. Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. The creature's definition that the writers took ultimately conveyed various stages of the grief through a child-friendly lens. The film's underlying themes of grief, trauma, and emotional growth are eclipsed by bright colors, exuberant songs, and lively characters. The songs are great. They still hold up to this day. 30 years later, they still hold up to this day. The juxtaposition provides kids with a glimmer of hope within a dark period. The story emphasizes how it is okay to take time for yourself to grieve, so you can ultimately grow into old grow. Blah, 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 blah. The story emphasizes how it's okay to take time, and yes, I'm repeating, to take time for yourself to grieve, so you can ultimately grow in order to move on from painful experiences. While other animated Disney movies of the 90s had characters seeking wealth, love, and adventure, Simba was simply seeking a way to heal. As the wise baboon Rafiki said, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, can either run from it or learn from it." The timing of Simba's immeasurable loss makes the film more emotionally impactful, and is a prime example of how creative freedom pays off. That's true. And it's actually one of my favorite Disney movies too. And to be honest, I'll be a little bit personal. I won't give the full story in respect to some people. But in 2008, right? June 2008, June 13th of 2008, I lost my cat. My first cat, Dusty, who was like a brother to me. He was a year younger than me. If he was alive today, he would be 25. He would be a very old cat, to be honest. I took that very hard. The Lion King, it was a different situation, but The Lion King helped me get through that dark time, right? Because seeing Simba grieve the loss of his father and then essentially moving on helped me to know, yeah, it was okay. And I was 11 at the time 12 at the time when my cat died. 12, 11 at the time. That, my point is that The Lion King taught me it was okay to grieve my cat's death, so I can hopefully heal from it and move on, which I did. But then a month and 14 days later, one of my best friends, who was like a brother to me, he got killed, right? And that was an emotionally hard time in my life. I just lost my cat, and I was just on the verge of getting over it. And then my best friend, who was like a brother to me, died. That as a kid, that was really hard. And my friend was a kid as well, so that made things even more hard. So yeah, 2008 is one of those years for me that was an emotionally hard year for me. That and 2013. But 2013 is a different story. It's a different story. 2013 is a different, yes, it's a different story for a different video or live stream. My point is, movies such as The Lion King and kind of Star Wars, because I think that was around the time when I just began to watch Star Wars. But I didn't at the time enjoy Star Wars nearly as much as I did The Lion King. But still, it holds weight. Movies like Star Wars and The Lion King, they both helped me, and the Ninja Turtles. Had to bring in the Ninja Turtles because I have my names a bunch of them. Ninja Turtles, Lion King, Star Wars. Those three films were the main things in that era of my life in 2008 that helped me get out of the emotional health that I was in. It helped me know that it was okay to grieve. It helped me know that grieving is part of the process of healing. So I can move on, but never forget those my cat, my best friend that died not too long ago at the time. And I still, of course, I lost people since then, but I still like when I lose someone to death, I often mentally go back to the Lion King. The kid in me goes back to the Lion King and remembers the lesson that the Lion King taught me about it's okay to grieve. We live in a culture where us like people typically say if a man cries, it's a sign of weakness. No, it's a sign of strength. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to grieve, grieve. Crying and grieving are two things that is essential. That can be essential for the healing process, so you can move on from that pain. So you won't be in that pain forever. So you can heal. And The Lion King is definitely one of those films for me that helped me get through life. Right? And I'm very grateful for The Lion King, and that's probably one of the reasons why The Lion King is my favorite film. It's one of my favorite films. It's really my favorite film of the Disney era, especially of the 90s. Because it helped me so much when I have lost people in my life to death. And I'm really, really happy. Regardless if it's the 1990s film or the awful reboot that came out in 2019. If it helped kids to better start out their pain of losing people, I guess, if that makes sense, and help them with the healing process in their lives, then yeah, I'm very, very, very grateful for this film, and that's part of the reason why I have so much respect for The Lion King. I generally do. So, very grateful for The Lion King to be made. It might be somewhat dark, but I do love the upbeat songs that they have. With subtitle like "Be Prepared," because "Be Prepared" is like somewhat of a dark song. Yeah, be prepared as I kill my brother. Be prepared as I try to kill my nephew. I will be taking over the Pride Lands. Skip, Mufasa, and Simba. You guys will follow me, and I will take the Pride Lands to hell. As my teeth and fishes, or whatever, it will rise. Be prepared. If Star Wars characters were in lion form, I am the Emperor. Whoa, sorry. Anyways, my point is, Be Prepared is like about the only dark song for The Lion King. The other songs are pretty upbeat. We got like Evolution of Life, Just Can't, Cupcake, Can't Wait to Be King, a love song, a song about no worries. A song that was later added into the Lion King DVD that is about a bird giving the morning report to a lion. Yeah. Yeah. So, The Lion King, if you guys haven't watched The Lion King already, what the hell are you guys doing? Go watch it. But, I will keep this article in the pinned comments down below. What do you guys think about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I'll have this article pinned for you guys, so you guys can go back and watch it. So, with that said, Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And I'll catch you guys later. Later, taters.